Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, remember to hit the subscribe button, tap like, and don't forget to be part of this conversation by simply sharing your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now today we look at a candid exploration of a complex subject, palm color fear. In today's video, we get into the nuanced perceptions that some palm color individuals hold towards Black people. Is it genuine fear, a mental hesitation, or perhaps something deeper? Now, I've gathered diverse perspectives from different palm color individuals who candidly address the most asked question. Are some palm color people afraid of Black women or Black people in general? So join me as we unravel the layers of this discussion, challenging preconceptions and sparking a dialogue that goes beyond the surface. Are these fears rooted in what they see in most Black individuals? Let's explore together and open the door to understanding. For now, check out these videos. I will be right back.
So this lady asks, this Black lady, are women really that scared of Black women? And I'm going to say yes. And this is my opinion, a woman who is 53 years old and has lived in the South in Georgia in my entire life. But it's not being scared, but it's a fear. And it's not a physical fear, it is the mental fear. It is what we see in you and what we see you doing and how it challenges us and the fear of that. So we see Black women and we see how strong you are. We see you coming together as a community. We see you supporting each other. We see you supporting your community, supporting your families, supporting your children, going out and fighting for your rights, being authentic in your race and in your femininity. Anyway. And we're jealous. I think we're jealous because we would love to be that, I think, and we don't know how to break out of the indoctrination that we have been suppressed by our entire lives. And I'm not giving white women a pass, don't get me wrong, but I know I and most women have been told our entire lives, be quiet, know your place, be a good girl, don't rock the boat, don't be too much. And when you are any of those things, you are ostracized because you have rocked their boat. And that is what Black women are. You rock our boat, our mental boat, because you challenge us to look at how we are deficient and not living in our truth, and it makes us uncomfortable. And people don't like to be uncomfortable. And it makes us start to question ourselves, and people don't like to question themselves. We would rather live in our little bubble of supremacy and what we know and comfortableness. I know that's not a word. Than a lot of people would rather than challenge themselves to grow and know more, because it's easy. Doing the work is hard. It's really hard. I've been doing the work the past several years, and it's hard. It's hard admitting some truths about yourself and some truths about yourself, woman. So yeah, I think we're scared of Black women because you challenge us in that way, and a lot of us don't like it. And that's why we fear you. It's because we fear what you make us face.
Be any losing control for who was. If you let Blacks get control, everything would change. With some people, there was no idea that there would be any fairness or any democracy or anything, that there would be a decent, well-run city government, county government. If this happens, we're lost. And it was just a terrible fear, a sense of being powerless. If everybody that was willing to go to a certain step would move at once, then it would be accomplished. But we were all scattered out there. Nobody knew who else was willing to do what or make what changes. Leadership in the churches was, a lot of it was really people who knew what the right thing to do was, but were terrified of taking any stand that would upset the congregation. Politicians, even people who knew better, who would have been willing to go further personally or to have the state move forward, were always bound by fear of not getting reelected. People who knew better just stuck with racism for political reasons. It's what I think. but mostly I think it is of losing control. Some higher level of trust, even of dishonest or corrupt politicians, than of a black in some position of authority over you, for people who had grown up with these myths and fears, so that it was easier to stick with somebody that you might not have even cared for, who, if you let blacks get control.
Within 30 years, people will be in the numerical minority in this country is going to be traumatic. Scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are. But if you want to get ready for the future, if you want to be treated well in the future, treat others well in the present. What we do in the present constructs the future. I cannot understand why black people who have been subjected to the ugliness that they've been subjected to in this country can get up every morning and go to work among us and not be absolutely furious. And I don't understand why we allow people to behave the way they do. I don't understand that.
This is a really good question. That entire thing, and a lot of them that you see, people, is because of the way we are raised. We are raised in this enclosed space that is just filled with privilege that we don't even realize we have. And we are conditioned to believe that black men are dangerous. For generations, you're a little girl and your grandmother and your mother and your aunts, everybody around you has that belief because they've been told. It's just, that's what it is. It's something that supremacy set up. In my opinion, that's how they sustain themselves, is with all these lies that cover everything, including the whole thing of, you see something happening to a black man with police on TV. The narrative is, well, he must have done something, because, our men don't experience police confrontations that aren't deserved. Actually, we deserve more than we actually get. So when supremacy tells us that black men are dangerous and we see them having all these problems with the police, we just think, well, they must have done something. And the fact that it's happening all the time, that confirms the bias. The bias that black people get their own selves in trouble. Because they lie, cheat, and steal. They're dangerous. It's horrible. And what is worse, and I talk about this all the time, but the worst part of it is that they keep us separate from the black community. They used to do it with Jim Crow. After that, they started using redlining and a bunch of other stuff. They keep us separate so that we don't see the truth. We don't find out the truth, because if we were developing relationships, close relationships with black people, we would find out for our own damn selves that they're just lying. And I ask every person to question everything that you believe right now about black people. If you'll question it, you will find out the truth. Real talk here.
Now, taking a deep look into the responses provided in our exploration of Pam Calafia, it's evident that the answers are as diverse as the individuals themselves. Some acknowledge a form of fear, not the physical kind, but a mental hesitation rooted in perceived challenges posed by black people. The nuanced nature of this fear lies in what they perceive, creating a complex tapestry of emotions. Now, this mental apprehension, while not universally experienced, has had profound implications for black individuals. The stereotypes or misconceptions that contribute to this fear have influenced social interactions, employment opportunities, and even access to various resources. It becomes a subtle yet powerful force that shapes perceptions and reinforces existing disparities. Now, as we navigate through the diverse responses in this video, one cannot help but wonder about the factors contributing to this mental fear. Is it shaped by media portrayals, cultural differences, or a lack of understanding? Now, they've already highlighted that this fear isn't rooted in physical threat, but in perceived challenges. So digging deeper, we explore how these mental barriers can affect real-world interactions. How does this fear manifest in everyday situations, and what consequences might it have for both Pam Kala and black communities? Unraveling these layers invites us to confront stereotypes, biases, and foster a dialogue that bridges gaps rather than deepening divides. So join me in this exploration. not just to analyze the phenomenon, but to engage in a conversation that sparks empathy, dismantles misconceptions, and cultivates a path towards mutual understanding. Are you ready to delve into the intricacies of palm color fear and its broader implications? Well, let's journey together into the heart of this complex dialogue. As this video unfolds, it becomes apparent that the fear expressed by some palm color individuals is a complex interplay of perceptions and societal influences. When we look into the specifics of what they see in most Black people that triggers this mental fear, it is cultural differences, ingrained biases, or a lack of exposure to diverse narratives. Moreover, we explore how this fear, though not overtly physical, seeps into various aspects of life. How does it affect personal relationships, workplace dynamics, and community interactions? By examining these real-world implications, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of the ripple effects of palm color fear on both individual experiences and broader social structures. Now, this exploration isn't just about identifying the existence of fear. It's a call to action. How can acknowledging and addressing this mental fear lead to positive change? What steps can individuals take to break free from the constraints of stereotypes and foster a more inclusive society? Now, as we go deep in the intricate landscape of palm color fear, our exploration extends beyond individual perspectives. We look into the historical context that has shaped these perceptions, examining the influence of media, education, and societal structures on the formation of this mental fear. Are these anxieties inherited or cultivated through learned behaviors? We'll also uncover how the perpetuation of stereotypes and biases contributes to the persistence of this fear. What role do unconscious biases play in reinforcing preconceptions? And how can awareness disrupt these patterns? We aim to provide a holistic view, recognizing that the roots of this fear are entangled in a complex web of cultural, historical, and systemic factors. Furthermore, we will address the impact of palm color fear on the mental and emotional well-being of Black individuals. How does constantly navigating this fear affect the sense of self, opportunities, and overall quality of life? It's a crucial aspect of the conversation that sheds light on the broader societal implications of these ingrained perceptions. Now, another perspective challenges the notion of fear and introduces the element of envy. Some argue that what might be perceived as fear is in fact a complex interplay of envy and apprehension. The suggestion images that there is a fear of Black individuals treating them as they themselves may have treated others historically. Now, this adds another layer to the conversation, inviting us to examine not only the perceived fears, but also the dynamics of power and historical context. How does the fear of reciprocation influence perceptions and interactions? Is there an undercurrent of unease about a potential shift in power dynamics? By intertwining these themes, we aim to provide a more comprehensive understanding of the intricacies surrounding palm color perceptions. It prompts us to question the motivations behind these feelings and how addressing issues of historical injustice and power imbalances can contribute to breaking down barriers. This exploration invites us to reflect on the complex interplay of emotions from envy to apprehension and encourages an open dialogue about how acknowledging these dynamics can lead to a more equitable and empathetic future. You know, it's really disheartening to confront the existence of this fear, whether rooted in genuine apprehension or the more complex interplay of envy and historical echoes. The acknowledgement of such sentiments underscores the ongoing challenges faced by marginalized communities. Condemning this fear is not about fostering division, but rather about urging society to confront and dismantle the lingering biases that perpetuate inequality. It's crucial to recognize that this fear, whatever its origin, has real-world implications. From everyday interactions to systemic structures, it shapes the experiences of Black individuals and contributes to an environment where equality remains elusive. As a collective society, we must strive to move beyond fear and envy, fostering a culture of understanding, empathy, and collaboration. Now, condemnation doesn't solely reside in pointing fingers. It's an invitation to dialogue. By openly addressing these fears, fears, we can bridge gaps, challenge stereotypes, and collectively work towards a future where every individual is judged by their character rather than the color of their skin. Let us seize the opportunity to dismantle fear and build a society that embraces diversity, equality, and shared humanity. We have come to the end of the video. Share your views, comments, contributions in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.